I remember my second term, which started in 1893, as if it were yesterday. It was a period marked by severe economic downturn, beginning with the Panic of 1893. The crisis had already been brewing before I took office, but it intensified shortly after my inauguration. From the start, I faced numerous challenges. Bank closures and business bankruptcies were commonplace, and unemployment rates soared. Many Americans were suffering, and the pressure was on for me to quickly find solutions. One of the major economic issues I had to address was the gold standard debate. There was fierce contention between those who supported the gold standard and those who favored bimetallism, which would increase the money supply with silver, hoping to stimulate the economy. In 1893, I repealed the Sherman Silver Purchase Act, which had compelled the government to purchase silver. This decision was controversial as many believed it would exacerbate the Depression. Besides economic challenges, I underwent a secretive surgery to remove a tumor in my mouth. The operation was conducted on a yacht to keep the news out of the press and prevent public alarm. Thankfully, the surgery was successful, but very few people knew about it at the time. Politically, my administration was marked by efforts to reform tariffs. I supported the Wilson-Gorman Tariff Act of 1894, which aimed to reduce high protective tariffs but also included an income tax. The Supreme Court eventually declared this tax unconstitutional, but it laid the groundwork for the future ratification of the 16th Amendment, which would allow such a tax. My foreign policy was relatively quiet, although I was involved in a crisis with Britain concerning Venezuela and its boundary with British Guiana. I upheld the Monroe Doctrine and demanded that Britain agree to arbitration to resolve the dispute, which it eventually did. My second term was undoubtedly challenging. Faced with unprecedented internal crises and economic challenges, I endeavored to guide the country as best I could, maintaining a policy of fiscal prudence and governmental reform. My commitment to these principles never wavered, even in the most difficult moments of my administration.